On this episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, you got yours truly, it's Lydell Dinero. You already know you here, right? You know what you clicked on if you're new. Welcome. You got a little bit to talk about today, not too much. Sports to talk about. I'm really sad right now. If you guys are following NBA playoffs and you guys haven't talked to me or checked in a while, we here, chat. We here. So we'll talk a little bit about NBA. Not much pop culture going on right now. Not this week anyways. Maybe next week we'll get more pop culture in the mix, but we do got a little bit of Cinema Corner. Daredevil Born Again season finale episode 8 just dropped. Talk a little bit about that. And then The Boys, I think it's episode 6. Wait, let me see. Episode, 6, I believe, just dropped. So I'll talk about that episode as well. You know what I'm saying? I might rant a little bit on that basketball. So not hella topics, but we have a condensed amount of topics that I can talk a little bit about. So without further ado, again, it's episode 284. Thank you guys for clicking play, like, subscribe, hit that bell on the YouTube so you don't miss none of those new videos if you're watching on YouTube right now. Audio listeners, thank you guys already know. Anyway, you find your favorite podcast, you know where to find us at. But if you're watching now on YouTube, make sure you hit those bells, like, subscribe so you don't miss any of the new stuff. But without further ado, it's episode 284. Let's get right into it. It's the Best of Bias Podcast where that theme song is right here. It's the best of Bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of Bias. Your best of Bias. It's the best of Bias. What's up, everybody, and welcome. It's your boy Lydell Dinero, the motherfucking. Damn, why am I cussing already? YouTube, I'm sorry. Anyways, the mother freaking thumbnail farmer. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that last one was, but welcome everybody to another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast. It's episode 284, and your boy Lydell Dinero is here live and direct. Hey, shaved up, no hat today. I have to show y'all what I'm rocking with. I'm trying to grow the beard out. You know what I'm saying, y'all? So the next couple of pods, y'all might see me with the beard, but don't worry. We own to something. You know what I'm saying? I got a little something right now. We just we elevate. We gonna get there. But again, like, subscribe, hit that bell on the YouTube so you don't miss any of the videos, man. Me and AK have been working hard. You know what I mean? Pause. Every week we out here grinding, editing, studying, trying to get information for y'all to get out here. So hit that like, just let us know we doing a little something out here. Leave us a little comment. Let us know what we can do better. If you want to be on the podcast, go ahead and let us know down there as well. You know what I'm saying? I always say that shit at the end of the pod, but, at the beginning of the pod, aka if you can bleep out those cuss words in the first minute and a half, I'd appreciate it. I'll probably text you, remind you that. Maybe that'll just make that null and void. But yeah. I always tell you guys at the end of the pod, but I want you guys to know now. And I'll tell you again at the end so y'all remember, but we on YouTube. We everywhere you can find your favorite podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I don't know if they have Google Play anymore, but if you look up the Best of Bias Podcast, you'll see Growly. I ain't got my hat on today. Let me see if I got a little hat to show y'all. Nah, I moved everything. Actually, let me see. Yeah, here you go. Here going that. No, that one's dirty. I ain't gonna do myself like that. Right here. Here we go right here. If you see the logo right there, you see Growly's face, you know you in the right place. You know what I'm saying? The Best of Bias Podcast, we're available everywhere. We're in these streets right now. But before I go into my sadness, I'll be remiss if I don't let you guys know I'm here for y'all, man. How y'all feeling this weekend? The week is over. Another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast is out. What better place could you be than right here with me, Lydell Dinero, no more swaggy P. If you know, you know. But we got a little bit to talk about right now. Some of you guys are rejoicing in your team's playoff success. Some of you guys, if you're like me, are wallowing in what could have been this year. What happened? What, young K Sarah hit us in the face with some brass knuckles, you feel me? Like, brother. Last time we were talking about the series we're underway. First round series, Thunder and Sun, that was a sweep in the West. We didn't talk much about that because the Suns for some reason are just ass all the time. OKC finds a way, I guess. They've been the traditional 1 seed this year, man. In the last 2 years, like, truly the number one seed. If you're bad, you get inferior competition or somebody or a team that gets injured, have been working too hard to get that 8 seed or get into the playoffs. And they just been kind of coasting. And I mean, that's what's supposed to happen when you're the number one seed. And it sucks when there's times where in the West, the teams are so good, it don't matter what seed you really are, you're going to get some competition. But the last 2 years for OKC, it's been a cakewalk first round. So we already talked about them advancing. Since we talked last, the Spurs did beat the Blazers. I think we talked about that as well. But we didn't talk about the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. We talked about it. We talked about me thinking that we can possibly come back again from a 3-1 deficit and do our thing. Dramatic pause. If you're listening, your audio listening, I'm at a loss for words. You know, I should have started with the other series and just came back around to this, but I'm on this now, so I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So, AKA, I don't want the rain effects, but just it might get a little sad in here, man. If you can play some non-copyrighted sad music in the background while I go on this rant. This year was supposed to be the year that we went further. I don't want to say further than we ever went, just because we did win the championship back in 2023. So going further than that it's not necessarily possible. But we're trying to get to that again. Last year was kind of a misnomer. We had some injuries. Michael Porter Jr. was playing with one arm. Aaron Gordon was playing on one leg, which is kind of seeming to be a trend every March, April when it matters. I love me some Aaron Gordon, Mr. Nugget. Everybody calls him in Denver. But we can't keep using up years of Jokic's prime every year. Since Jokic has won the championship, maybe won his first or second MVP, he's been getting better and better and better. He's been injury-free. This year in particular was supposed to be the year that with a healthy Jokic, with a good supporting cast. Last year we ran Jokic into the ground, ran a healthy Jamal Murray into the ground, had Aaron Gordon playing too much, Michael Porter Jr. playing too much, which wore their bodies down towards the end of the season, you know what I mean? So it was kind of tough for us to actually, hold up in the playoffs. I think we did come back. I don't know if it was a 3-1 last year against the Clippers. I think it was just 7 games in general, but every series we went just running with 8 or 9 guys, running Jokic into the ground. And we gave the defending champs everything they could handle. 7 games against OKC. We won the first game in OKC. We was on a roll, but towards the end of the series, we played each other so much. I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but we just wore into the ground. You know how OKC has a team full of rotational pieces, along with a couple of, one superstar, a couple of stars in the squad. So they could give their stars a rest and come with hockey lineups of players that can put up buckets, and they're just looking for their time to shine, while we're running on fumes with Jamal Murray, with Christian Brown, one-shouldered Michael Porter Jr., Russell Westbrook, a lot of people that didn't really add shooting in what we needed to the squad, point-making ability when Jokic was off the floor. So the addition of Cam Johnson, what Christian Brown did last year, proving himself in his second year. He got paid a lot of money without necessarily proving it again to make sure the talent. I believe in Christian, but he played like shit. I will say that. In the playoffs, we only played 1 round, so it wasn't really a big sample size in the playoffs. But when he came back from his ankle injury, he never really looked the same. It was just really bad. He looked really bad. His shooting didn't improve. That's one thing that he needed to improve on in the offseason. His shooting never really improved. He was supposed to be a defensive stalwart, so if he was going to be in the starting lineup, it was going to be mainly for his defense, cutting off of Jokic. But once your defense wears down and you can't really get your strength back coming off a sprained ankle, it's like if you're getting blown past by SGA, you're getting blown past by every team's best player and second best player, you're just kind of a liability. They're going to let you shoot at all times, and that showed itself. And I think he got a 5-year, $125 million contract. Jamal Murray had his best year of his career this year, finally an all-star, did so much when Jokic had his first injury of his career, missed like a month. Jamal Murray was balling, multiple 40-point games, a 50-point game, you know what I'm saying? He was playing phenomenally, but it just comes down to it. It's like our team, I feel like a couple of years, even after the championship year, we got away with playing lackadaisical defense. Teams could always stay with us. We never really blew any teams out because as good of an offense we have, our defense was just always lackadaisical. We always gave up the three. People cut to the rim without any resistance at all. It was just looked lazy and it looked bad. And we kind of thought, oh, they're just kind of getting bored with it. They've been winning so much. They're so good offensively. They have Jokic. They're so good. They get bored and their focus just wanes. But even in the biggest moments, they play like shit and the defense looks terrible. So it's like, if you guys don't care in these moments, you guys don't care at all. You guys just writing off the fact you guys won the championship and now it's just whatever. You gonna act like you're Steph Curry and the Warriors won 4 championships and just throw that in people's faces whenever they talk shit. Because there was no heart this year. Teams that wanted it more than us showed that they wanted it more. We played like we didn't care, and we played like, okay, yeah, we have a championship, and we knew no matter what somebody said, if they didn't win the championship, the scars weren't going to hurt as much as somebody that it mattered if they said it, like type shit. Like, I don't know. Russell Westbrook didn't take shit last year at all. This year, everybody took shit. Cam Johnson, scared of the moment. We thought he'd come in and replace Michael Porter Jr. right away, give us buckets that Michael Porter Jr. couldn't give us consistently. We were hoping for the Brooklyn Cam Johnson, the Phoenix Suns Cam Johnson. That didn't show up. It didn't show up. At times it did, but at the wrong times, man. And it was never supplemented by good defense. You know what I mean? We relied on Spencer Jones to play defense, who fouls all the time. Cam Johnson fouls all the time. Tim Hardaway, I appreciate that addition. I hope we can keep him in the offseason, but I'm sure he's not going to want to play on the minimum, especially being up for 6th man of the year, almost breaking a record for made threes in the season for the Denver Nuggets. It was crazy. It was crazy. Down the stretch, we won 12 games in a row. And just to see us go out to a team that was missing the guy that's been killing us the whole series, Dosunmu. Seeing Anthony Edwards go out and DiVincenzo go out the same game, lose that game when they went out, and then supplementarily lose the next game after that. Actually, I think we won the game after that, but to lose the game to go to a game 7 with Dosunmu out, with DiVincenzo out, with Anthony Edwards out, with no slow-mo to come off the bench, with a hobbled Bones Highland, still were able to beat us. It's like the want wasn't there, bro. It's just crazy. And now we have to face this offseason of uncertainty. We can't keep on going on and be like, oh, maybe next year when everybody's healthy. Oh, when everybody's healthy. It's been 3 years now, you know? So if that happens again next year, it's 4 years of keeping the same team with a high-ass salary cap with no changes while everybody else is able to be flexible, add to their team, make additions to the team that make the team better, and still have draft picks. We have no draft picks. We have this year, but the years following, the next 2 years, we don't have draft picks. So we have no young players to be able to grab and build. Yeah, our only options now are to chain or trade players just to shed cap, which I feel like is just going to be giving up more than we're getting back. I'm hearing people think about trading Aaron Gordon for pennies on the dollar. They want to trade Jamal Murray, and just now showing that he isn't able to play defense. Jaden McDaniels did whatever he wanted to them, and he just now made an All-Star this year. So I don't know, man. His value probably dropped a lot. I mean, he is good. We saw what he did in the playoffs. He is playoff Murray, so I know we can get something for him. But the shit I've seen out there is just, I don't think it's necessarily worth it, man. So we're stuck in this weird-ass situation, man. I don't feel like we shouldn't. I don't know. KD, I don't know. He's blown up every team he's gone to. Nothing has been successful. You put him next to Jokic, maybe it'll work, but I don't know. Chemistry, he gets on his burners account, fucks up the chemistry in the locker room, then it's done for. I know we have high character guys in the locker room that I feel like couldn't necessarily put him in that mode, but I don't know, man. Giving up Murray's not young, but I feel like he's still like 29, so giving up him for a 38-year-old who you never know if he's gonna leave the next year, and it's like you're giving up shit that you don't need to give up, a core piece of the team for a player who is a mercenary. You don't necessarily know how long he's even going to be interested in playing, let alone being on your team. So that's crazy. And I don't know. People are holding on to their assets on other teams and they're working. Unless you're a tanking team looking to, shed players to get draft picks, but we don't have any draft picks. And after this draft, I don't really hear about any prospects that are coming out worth giving up a lot of stuff or giving up players to accumulate picks for. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are going to be holding on to the players that they've developed that they're noticing are great, especially teams scared to go on the higher aprons. And it's going to get complicated, man. And I'm scared to see what's going to happen, man. I'm hoping that, I don't know. I want Aaron Gordon to stay. I want Jamal Murray to stay. I couldn't imagine them being on different teams. I know they're looking. We have to repay or re-up on Cam Johnson's contract if we keep him. But I don't know, man. If we have to re-sign him for a bunch of money, we still have to find a way to keep Peyton Watson, man. At least keep some kind of young core. Peyton Watson being the youngest player on the squad, besides maybe like a Julian Strouder, which probably is not going to work out. Julian Pickett or Jalen Pickett's probably not going to work out. A lot of the guys that this past GM drafted are going to be. They're going to be let go, man. And these two co-GMs, I've never heard of a co-GM situation like the ones we have now. I don't even know the fuckers' names. They just came in and just don't know what the fuck is going on. After we lost Tim Connolly and Masai Ujiri. Ujiri is now with the Mavericks. Tim Connolly is putting together a resilient borderline championship team over there in Minnesota 2 times in a row, going to the Western Conference Finals. And shit, could possibly go this year. Already upsetted, which I'll talk about soon. The Spurs once in the game in the semifinals. So you never know what's gonna happen, bro. But it's sad to see what's happening over there in Denver and to keep wasting years of Jokic's prime, because you never know how long this fool is gonna be interested in playing basketball. He can wake up tomorrow and be like, bro, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go race my horses, and he'd be perfectly fine with it. You know, in the exit interviews, people are in a panic. He had to reassure everybody and say, I want to be a Nugget for life, for everybody to not already jump to speculation that he'd be going to the Nuggets or going back to Serbia to do his thing. It's just a lot. But anyways, that's just my Nuggets rant. So you could stop the sad music. I'll go on to other shit now, but let's see, Lakers and Rockets. Lakers surprisingly did their thing in that series and closed the Rockets out. KD never played in the series. This whole season was pretty much for nothing for him. He worked hard, took all the scrutiny of his burner accounts and shit, the ups and downs of the team, how it was his fault, how his teammates weren't good enough just to get to the championship, make it to the ultimate place he wanted to get, and him not even play a game in the playoffs. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard. But the Lakers were able to do that. Shout out LeBron, turning back the hands of time at 41, single-handedly taking care of the Rockets. I think Austin Reeves played like 2 games, but to put them in that position, LeBron, he did his thing, man. Shout out to LeBron for putting the Lakers on his back. I know the team's been speculated to get rid of him due to wanting to go younger, passing the team off to Luka and Austin Reeves, and he's been the scapegoat for a lot of shit that's going on. But LeBron's showing everybody, man, hey, you know, don't forget, I'll be putting people around my back and been taking people to the finals for years, you know what I'm saying? So I can respect that for him. He's not, packing it in once he saw that Luka got hurt, and Austin Reeves got hurt. Everybody was thinking the Rockets were going to beat them, but they did their thing and were able to win in that series, though they have to play and are playing the OKC Thunder in the next round after the Thunder have been sitting there waiting for them. First game, it went kind of bad for the Lakers in the semifinals. Got smacked by the Thunder. They're keeping it close at the beginning, but again, without Luka really being back, and this being Austin Reeves coming back off that oblique, and again, LeBron trying to elevate Rui and Ayton and Marcus Smart and Jackson Hayes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's going to work too well against a well-seasoned team like the Thunder. They handily beat them by like 18. I think the game was 108-90. Yeah, and it's just a lot. And then the game within the game, there's a lot of talks about this flopping shit that going on. Hey, yeah, it's a flopping epidemic, bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. A flopping and traveling. We no longer know what these things are, bro. I have to admit that, because I see people travel all the time, never gets called. The only travels I see people call are when they catch the ball on the 3-point line and a player takes like 2 steps without dribbling. They call that consistently. But when a player drives in the lane, takes 400 steps, they don't call it. On a fast break, people will take 7 steps before dunking or laying the ball up, they won't call it. 3 in the key, I never understand when they decide to call those things, because people, they stand in the key forever. Right? But, you know what I'm saying, this flopping thing, flopping and pushing off. They have to figure it out, man. They have to figure it out. And it's too much in the hands of the referees to call it or not call it. They should call it to the letter of law. If so, you see somebody push off, extend their arm, and then shoot a basket, offensive foul. I get it. You don't want to see these players, especially the offensive superstars, fouling out. But if they do, maybe they'll learn not to do the shit that they're doing. SGA, some of the shit that he's doing is egregious, bro. At this point, if they're gonna call fouls, just drive regular to the basket. You're gonna get the call anyway. But to be as egregious as he is, to throw his body around, flail around, I think it might be worse than James Harden. I feel like James Harden did it, kind of, but he would still be in the mode or in the motion of a basketball play. SGA, he'll be dribbling to the hoop, throw up a ball like he got shot by a cannon. And nobody would even have touched him. Or he would get fouled, get hit on the arm, but he'd do the theatrics like somebody pulled his hair. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Jokic does not ever get any fouls like that. I mean, he gets fouled sometimes because he's actually getting fouled and he's a big man. And when he's under the hoop working, getting 6 and 7 rebounds off his own misses and getting slapped in the head while doing it, they can see that. But they'll give SGA off of one dribble past somebody. Oh, he dribbled past them. Oh, he throws his head up. It's a foul. What? So you're supposed to just let him go past you? Is that what's going to happen? And if you do stop his dribble and you're standing in front of him, you can't stop his momentum anywhere because wherever he goes, oh. And even when he gets past you, he'll wrap under you and go past you and get a foul call. And then he can just throw it up and flail. That's not basketball, bro. That's not basketball. You act, man, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't want to sound like a hater because he's probably going to win MVP and back-to-back MVPs, but it's not ethical basketball. And I don't want to sound like a hater because a lot of people's favorite players do flop from time to time, from the LeBron Jameses to Lucas. Jokic, he flops. But to flop to the James Harden, again, all time with the excessive accentuation to get the shot. I get it. But nobody is sitting here calling, oh, he's the best guard. James Harden, he's the best guard since Kobe Bryant. He's doing things that only Michael Jordan has done. Oh, now we have to have a conversation. But playing like that, bro, and I don't want to make it seem like he doesn't have any skill at all. He is really, 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 really good. Really good. I definitely top 5 in the NBA right now. Top 5 in the NBA right now, and it may be 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? But if you put those 2 people, SGA against the top 3 people in the NBA, and switch the teams on their situations, I don't know if the same shit would be going down. I don't know. Again, nobody can really prove that because he's never not going to be on OKC. So, but people know what it is, man. People know what it is. Jalen Brunson be getting buckets though. He does do a little bit of flopping, but Jalen Brunson be getting buckets. And so does SGA. But it's not a coincidence that everybody, from coaches to players, everybody's mentioning it and making a big point to talk about it. Is everybody just a sore fucking loser? Or is that what we're saying now? Everybody is just jealous of how much, is everybody just jealous of SGA? Everybody. It's everyone. I get it. Everybody outside of OKC is just stupid and we hate that SGA is winning games and we're just haters. Everybody is. It's crazy. But anyways, yes, OKC is up 1-0 in that series. They play again, I believe tomorrow. I'm recording this on Wednesday, as you guys know. So they play on Thursday. Spurs, they played already. 2 Spurs are down 0-1, being the higher seed. It makes me feel a little bit better about the Nuggets losing. Of course, I'm not happy about the Nuggets losing, but it makes me feel a little bit better about it. Just being as, like, Minnesota is a tough team. They defend. They are big. Pause. They got length. Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards coming back way earlier than we expected from the hyperextension of the other knee, and he's already dealing with a bad knee on the other leg. So for him to come back as early, be able to play game 1 and actually steal that from the Spurs, winning 104-102 was incredible, man. Wemby again. Everybody's so ready to give him the best player in the league. He's the best player ever created. Like, bro, again, the 2 things that are his downfall are going to come out. They're coming out, as you can see. The spotlight is on. Everybody's watching. He's long and fragile. We saw him already get a concussion by falling on his own. We've seen that. We've seen multiple times him fall on his arm, his wrist, shoulder, get up wincing because he's trying to block every shot all the time. You're 7'5", the hoop is 10 feet. Your arms are probably the wingspan of the hoop, if not higher than that. So you're going to block every shot. Partially goaltending every time if you think about it. Ball coming up, maybe coming down, but you'll never know because he's hella tall. Ball went off the backboard multiple times. He smacks it after it comes off the backboard. It looks like he's blocking the shot, so everybody gets so impressed. He had 12 blocks in his first game. I think maybe four of them may have been goaltends. You know what I mean? And then the refs aren't calling it. Like, you call goaltend on regular ass sized people. You see a guy that's 7 foot tall, the ball clearly hits the rim or hits the backboard, and he's smacking it back against the backboard like a fucking volleyball player. And you don't see it. He's super paper thin, so even when he blocks the shot, you should be able to see him blocking the shot. You can't say his body's shooting the vision of the shot. Like, come on, bro. It's crazy. But Anthony Edwards went out there hitting threes, acting like he wasn't really hurt. You know what I mean? Mike Conley, hitting those corner threes. His three ball is wet, man. He might be old, and everybody makes jokes about how he's never really made. I think he made All-Stars once as a reserve or a backup. But he's never really been an all-star, but he's been a great player with longevity, 19 years in the league, making plays, helping the players get set up. Naz Reid, driving to the hoop. Shannon coming in playing when Ayo Dosunmu is out, getting straight to the rim. People are kind of surprised by his speed and how fast he gets to the rim. They're a good competition and they're coached well. Finch is a good coach, so it's going to be a battle. All these players in the Spurs are pretty young. Harper, Castle, Vassell, Johnson, Wemby, all young guys. You have Barnes and some veterans on the squad, played a little bit longer, have a little bit of experience, but at the same time, they can be shaken. And again, this Wolves team has been to the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row, so they have the experience. They won't get scared in the big moment. They have all the support in the world in Minnesota, so if Spurs can't handle their business at home in the second game, it could be a long series for the Spurs, and they could see themselves out, and they could crumble under all those expectations and the above and beyond expectations of these young Spurs and the young coach they have. It's just kind of crazy. On the East, we have Detroit against Cleveland. Cleveland was able to close out Toronto in a game 7. I don't know why Cleveland was playing with their food anyways. I didn't really see that Toronto team as a team that should be in a game 7. I mean, they do have Brandon Ingram, but he got hurt early, didn't play. RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, we know he's been a player that's turned into a great two-way player in his own rights. I don't really watch that series. So I don't know if they still have Emmanuel Quickly playing. But to go to a game 7, it just kind of makes me feel shaky about this Cleveland team. And are they going to be together again after next year if they don't win this series, bro? Spider Mitchell, James Harden, Mobley, like it took a fifth, I think it was like 15-15, like almost a damn near triple double from Jared Allen for them to get past the Toronto Raptors. So I don't know. It's not looking too good. It's looking really shaky right now, man. They already lost game 1 to the Pistons after they moved on. The Pistons also won their game 7 game against the Orlando Magic. They were actually playing with their food again too, man. All these teams, coming back from 3-1, and taking teams out, man. Celtics in the Philly is another series that was kind of crazy. But again, Cleveland are playing Detroit right now. Let me talk about Detroit and Orlando first. They won in 7. Orlando's a flawed team. They need more shooters, offense. Get rid of some of those guards. Spread them out to get some more offense. Probably get rid of Jonathan Isaac. They have to do some shit to form a team around Franz and Paolo Banchero. They're going to keep subs. They're going to get rid of Franz because they have, a problem with superstar syndrome. They're around the same age, both really good. Who's really the star? They both play around the same position, power forward, small forward. So you may have to get rid of one of them. That's a kind of a destination I would see for maybe Jamal Murray. If they wanted to come off one, well, I don't know if they're trading a guard for a guard that wouldn't really make sense, but maybe like a forward. I don't know. They wouldn't want to trade a forward when they have other guards. I don't know what they're going to do, but, they lost the game, put up a good fight. Everybody reconsidered what they thought about Orlando. They thought they were going to actually be able to make some noise in the playoffs if they got past, Detroit. Who knows what's going to happen, especially with that defense, but, they lost. And I think the coach got fired after they lost too. They were up 3-1, and three teams came back from 3-1 in this in this series or this first round playoffs. Celtics, Sixers. No, it wasn't Celtics, Sixers. It was Celtics and Sixers. The Celtics were up 3-1 with the super team that everybody had was everybody's favorite to win the East after Tatum came back from that Achilles. Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and again, me personally, I was like, all these rotate. I love Peyton Pritchard. You already know that, but all these other utility pieces after the team they had last year, I was like, how are they so good? They're overachieving. I remember when they were winning all the games with Tatum out, everybody was surprised by how good they were. So I guess they formed this identity of a team that people believed in towards the end of the season. They kind of reverted back to uh, Jaylen Brown and some other guys. You know what I mean? Embiid came back and was able to put some pressure. Paul George came back, was able to put some pressure on the Celtics as well. And Maxey and Edgecombe playing out of body was able to get them 3 games in a row and able to stun the Celtics. I know Celtics fans are super mad right now, ready to blow it up. But 76ers moving on and being able to play the Knicks after the Knicks beating the Hawks ass by like 50 points. The Hawks were trying to, was it game 7 for the Hawks and Knicks? I don't know. I think it was a game 6 for them that they won in 6, but they won by like 50 points. And the Knicks are looking good right now, man. They were able to move on and they were facing, the 76ers who went in a game 7. Round 2, the games were a lot closer together. Not many breaks in between. So the series started again right away. The second round started for the 76ers rather early because the Knicks took care of the, Hawks in 6 in a big way, so they were able to rest their starters a lot. But the Celtics went down to the wire with the 76ers, so they're playing into the wee nights of that. What day was it? I don't know what day it was. I think it was a weekend game though. And for them to have to fly then to New York to play game 1, the Knicks continued that ass whooping and whooped the 76ers in game 1. And I just watched game 2 right now, and they also took game 2 at home. So the Knicks are on a streak right now in the semis, playing off a really good victory over a feisty Hawks team. So they're looking good on the East right now, 2-0. While you have Detroit and Cleveland battling it out, the number 1 seed trying to gain its dominance again over a team, like I said, with Cleveland, who, I don't know, they're playing with their food. They should be better than Detroit. I know Detroit's the 1 seed, but on paper, I feel like the Cleveland team is way better. I think personally, their two guards alone should be able to produce enough to take Cleveland over the top. But again, Detroit's been feisty all year, led by Cade Cunningham doing his thing in the Orlando series, making a name for himself. And the defensive fortitude of Detroit and that defensive identity is going to be able to slow those guards down, shake them up. Again, we saw Spider Mitchell complaining in game 1 about not getting calls, by not being a guy who likes to flop, so he doesn't really get many calls as far as, things he does. Being a smaller guard, he has to do a lot more to try to score. And him not getting those calls like a lot of the more popular, more famous, more highly regarded guards tend to get the calls. It's kind of fucked up. I would agree. But yeah, they're down 1-0 in that series. Detroit won 111-101. The Knicks are up 2-0, like I mentioned in that series. The Spurs and Minnesota are playing game 2 right now. I don't have the score update. I do apologize for that. And OKC plays the Lakers again tomorrow in their game 2 to see what's going on there. It's going to be a tough fight for the Lakers, man. I'm not going to lie, especially if Luka's not coming back. I don't think he is. If he is, it'd probably be like the last game 7 if they force one for the Lakers. But without Luka and it just being LeBron and Austin Reeves, I don't think they have a chance, man. They might get blown out. I think it might be a gentleman's sweep, and it may cause the Lakers to reassess how much they're really going to pay Austin Reeves. And it's like, if you want to get paid max money like they're talking about paying him, you have to be able to supplement Luka being out and at least get 1 or 2 games out of this series. You know what I mean? You have to. But that's it for basketball. Sorry, that was a 30-minute rant. But yeah, that's all for basketball. I'll be in with y'all a little bit more as season or the second series, the semis go through. And I will also be, letting you guys know. Well, I mean, I should make some predictions on this time. So let me just start with, well, of course, I think the OKC is going to beat the Lakers. I think the Spurs are going to beat Minnesota, but Minnesota's feisty, man. I wouldn't be mad if Minnesota won just to prove that, they're a tough team and we didn't lose. And maybe we shouldn't blow the team up. Maybe we are. Nah, we need to get another superstar with Jokic. We have to. I know that. We have to. Devin Booker? Um, Detroit and Cleveland. I do want Detroit to win, just so. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm more of a guy who wants a team with less championships to actually win the whole thing. So whoever don't really got a champion, maybe Philadelphia or New York, Minnesota. Nah, fuck that. Never Minnesota. But I will be going for the Knicks over Philly, and then I'll take Detroit over Cleveland. Knicks, Detroit Eastern Conference Finals, and OKC Spurs Western Conference Finals. Just give the people what they want, huh? Moving on to Cinema Corner, we just had the finale of Daredevil, excuse me. Season 2, Born Again season 2 just ended. I don't know, y'all. I don't know, y'all. I don't know, y'all. I'm still under the impression that this show didn't really know what it wants to be. I, the Netflix show was so much better in my eyes, and I didn't even finish the Netflix one. Call me a suspect Marvel fan, I get it. But I was gonna try to catch up before the Born Again series came out, but I don't know. This season was just left me kind of like the stakes were kind of high in the season, but it felt like they weren't. You know what I mean? Because Fisk was the mayor. Spoiler alert, actually. Sorry, if you guys haven't watched the final episode, I'm gonna spoil what I felt about this season in total and just how it ended and just shit that happened in this last episode. But I don't know how I felt about it, bro. It's just like just coming off of all we saw from Kingpin already, a lot of shit that we saw in the MCU already. I know this was gonna be grounded in the street level and just kind of like bare bones, just getting back to, it's not out of galaxy, not multiversal shit. I get it. But just from where it started, I don't know if it's going to happen next season, but we thought Foggy was coming back in season 2. He didn't come back. There's the residuals of the shit that Bullseye did. It kind of didn't matter. The White Tiger, we never really saw the niece use the suit. Did we just have to establish who the niece is? So in the next season, when they replace the character with the older character and she has the suit on, we were like, oh, this is White Tiger from. They 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 shot Homeboy in the first season, and then after that, they just blue balls us with the White Tiger and the powers for whole season. Had this little girl running around. It was believable because we thought she was gonna get down, put on the suit, the amulet, and just start getting down. Never really happened. We dealt with Bullseye and him killing Foggy and Daredevil getting Bullseye and dealing with either killing him, doing the right thing, and turning him into jail or protecting him from Fisk because Fisk wanted to kill him. I get morality is a bitch, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. Daredevil already presumably killed him once. He should have just killed him again. He wanted to die. His girl wanted to kill Bullseye, but you keep him alive for what? You keep him alive for what? To hold him as leverage against Fisk? I, what did you even want him to do when you let him go? Did you want him to shoot Buck because you wanted to make his? You're in jail now. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Jessica Jones came into town to do what? To toss a couple of people around. They did a lot of I'm hoping they did a lot of setting up for season 3 because the CI agent dude came for what? All that happened is he brought weapons, got fucked over, his team got killed, he just fucked off and left and took Bullseye with him. That's it. That's it. So the vigilante task force guy did all this shit leading up to uh the big what's the word? Apex of the season just to get knocked out by his homie and them not do shit in the whole time. There's a lot of setup for not any payoff. Like, okay, Daredevil reveals himself or Matt Murdock reveals himself as Daredevil in prison. You knew that was gonna happen. Like, didn't they do that same way in the Netflix series? So didn't you kind of already know that was coming? Like, and then once he did reveal that he was Daredevil, why did he end up in jail? Because of the laws that Fisk put in place as a faulty mayor? Does that work still? If the vigilantes weren't really bad guys and Fisk was just putting them in jail for no reason, They're still throwing Matt Murdock in jail for violating vigilante laws. I don't get. And where was Fisk at the? Why was he on the beach? Did they imply that he escaped exoneration, or did he escape? Sorry, did he escape going to jail? Going to jail? That's the word I'm looking for. Just going to jail. Did he escape that? I'm so confused. He was on the beach at the end. Maybe he was in his head, maybe going crazy and thinking about the beach. I really don't understand. I mean, we saw Daredevil fighting, but I feel like a lot of the fight scene just revolved around the cool things that his motherfucking his billy cubs can do bouncing off walls. Like, throw hands, bro. We kind of got a little payoff when we saw him and Jessica Jones fighting, but I have a really big gripe with people with superpowers that are just super strength. You got to show me a little something. You got to show me a little something. People are saying, again, and I also didn't really watch, I didn't finish all of Jessica Jones either. But people say it's a really good show. People said the actress is dope, but it just looks so corny. Oh, I'm super strong. Let me throw somebody through a crate. Oh, I'm super strong. Let me throw somebody through a wall. Bro, if you have super strength, I want to see you punching somebody and they getting obliterated, bro. She's just tossing people in the air. She's not bulletproof. I don't remember Jessica Jones being bulletproof. So what is she gonna do in a warehouse full of people shooting at you? She was sitting there, dodging bullets. Like, dog, she looks so corny, dog. It wasn't the best to me. I'm still gonna support it because I really wanted to tie into the MCU. I saw Luke Cage. You saw Luke Cage coming back. You kind of knew that, Michael Coulter was gonna come back. They said he's gonna come back for next season. And maybe that's where they can pick it up again, because this season really looked like they filmed a lot of episodes last season. They cut last season in half. Didn't really make any progress. All they really did, they killed the wife, and that was really dramatic. I mean, I guess that was important. It was one of those events. What do they call it? Those events in the multiverse that determines forgot what it was. Forgot what it was. It was an event that made Kingpin into the lawless Kingpin he was. You saw him actually flip and kind of say fuck it, start killing a whole bunch of the citizens, and just said fuck this mayor shit. The DA was calling him, he wasn't answering. The governor wanted him to step down. He was like, no, locked himself in and weaponized the task force. But again, like I said, the task force was dismantled right away. Except for the task force they sent after Daredevil when he was in the building, after they got locked in. But it was it was a lot. It was a lot. The police force, I guess, in the town don't matter at all. I guess the vigilante task force just outweighs everything. If the police force was against the vigilante task force, bro, they would have no problem getting SWAT, getting other forces outside of Hell's Kitchen to come take down a mayor that basically weaponized his force against the people. Like it was cute. It was really cute. The whole courthouse gotcha moment, making Kingpin squirm in his chair and tell Matt Murdock when he's in the back that he'll take him down and reveal that he's Daredevil, and he kind of hit him with the gotcha, I got you first type shit. But bro, it wasn't really that good to me, and I'm trying to force myself to like it because I know a lot of people feel like they do like the more grounded courthouse street level and not some more grandiose Marvel shit, but it just wasn't. It wasn't the shit to me, bro. It wasn't the shit to me. It's like I wish it wasn't TV mature. I wish we would have got more of the darker side where we could actually show whatever we wanted. I wouldn't really think Daredevil's a character for kids necessarily, anyways. I mean, I guess you want to bring him to the theme parks and shit like that, and have him sell toys and shit like that. But there's this opportunity to make this grounded street level stuff, like the Penguin. The Penguin was amazing. Like, you can do shit like that and have it be deep and not all superhero-y, but at the same time, not have the story be so fucking stupid. Like, Bullseye was the dopest character to me. He's throwing knives and shit, throwing it perfectly so they get hit in the head with the back of the knife so it wouldn't kill him. But he was killing the shit out of people, though. But I don't know. For the finale and us have to wait for a long time for the next season, I'm kind of disappointed, bro. I'm not. And you already know my theories with season 2s, bro. A lot of the times they do make it up with season 3. I will not lie. A lot of shows do kind of land back on their feet with season 3s. But I really did expect more from Daredevil season 2, especially going into Spider-Man, and then we have the Punisher, the mini series coming out on the 12th. I thought we was gonna get rolling. You know, the Punisher miniseries at least was directed, or I think wasn't directed, but produced by John Bernthal, and they allowed him to have his last little stint as the Punisher, him go out the way he wanted to go out and tell the story the way he wanted to tell it. So we're gonna get a good hour or so of the Punisher and John Bernthal doing his thing, but hopefully it's nothing like this Daredevil shit, bro. And it could be I mean, they're gonna, they're not gonna have Daredevil be able to kill and show the gore of the shit that they were able to show before, but hopefully it's not watered down like this shit, bro. Like, like, why are you even in the mix? Stay your ass where you at. Why would you be out about with a wig on and expect people not to know who the fuck you are when people are looking for you? Like, you're the most wanted person in the city. Let's just casually put on a different color wig and they're not going to be able to. Bitch. Anyways, let's move on to The Boys episode 6. So this episode was good too, though. Spoiler alert for this if you haven't seen the most recent episode out on Amazon Prime right now. Came out today? It's yesterday. Today or yesterday. Another good episode, man, but I definitely figured out the script, not script, but like how these shows are formatted each week, man. The group is going to get into something. They're going to get into some shenanigans and have to get into it with some, to some other group of people that have superpowers, whether it be the old people home, whether it be some animals, whether it be some old ass soups from a long time ago from World War I that they have to go kidnap and use them to find that or get this to do that. That's kind of what The Boys has become. The story is there. We already know it's already cemented from the comics, but how it's playing out is kind of dragging in the season as well. But I'm a fan. The last one we got the perspective of all the different characters. People kind of were like, "Oh, this is filler. We don't really, we don't really know how, or we don't really want to see this. You really want to progress the story." But we did find out that Sister Sage was trying to kill everybody and have the world for herself, just to chill in her bunker, destroy the world, chill in a bunker just so everything's quiet and she can just be smart by herself. In this episode, you see her pop up on The Boys and put a plan into action to kind of just betray Homelander. He's kind of crossed the line and kind of gone overboard. So and pretty much everybody around Homelander at this point has just kind of decided that maybe it's better that he's not around, only for, not only for their mental health, but just because of what they've become, whether it be the Deep, whether it be Firecracker, we saw that end up getting her killed. Black Noir, bro. I'm just never gonna understand why they keep doing Black Noir like this. The first Black Noir with the superpowers that was supposed to be the rival to Homelander gets murked real quick by Homelander. And then you have the Deep, the weakest character in the fucking show, kill Black Noir this time. Hopefully, they said this guy could fly. Hopefully he has some healing powers so he's not really dead and he comes back and get his vengeance. But if you knock out a person that's supposed to be a dope ass character, use him for comic relief only and just kill him off as a joke every season, I don't know. Killing off black characters, dog. Rest in peace to the guy in Gen V, but actually killing off characters in The Boys. This is the last season, but A Train is dead. Black Noir is dead. Sister Sage is, I'm sure, gonna die because in the end of the episode, she makes it seem like she joined help the boys find bomb site and do all that shit. Kidnapped Golden. What's her name? Golden something. The girl, trying to find his lover to try to lure young bomb site out to get the original V1 and that all that kind of shit. Find this person to do that, to do this type shit. You know what I mean? That was all cool. We saw Sister Sage kind of help make that plan come into action, and she's making it seem like she's really sincere about how she's trying to help them now, and the plan has changed because, Homelander's getting so deranged, thinking he's actually God, killing his own people, and influencing people like the Deep to kill his own people. So these superheroes are unhinged. So I don't know if this was a plan within a plan. Sister Sage actually wanted to make it seem like she flipped sides, just so Homelander actually eventually gets this formula, because we are dealing with Soldier Boy and his, I don't know what the fuck is going on with him. I don't know if he actually likes Homelander. I don't know if he doesn't like Homelander. I don't know if he's mad that Homelander had a relationship with Stormfront. Homefront was a Nazi anyways. I don't understand none of this shit. But at the same time, the whole goal was to keep the V1 away from Homelander so he didn't become unkillable and destroy the world as this guy who thinks he's God and can do whatever he wants. Nobody wants a guy that thinks he's God with superpowers, with lasers, kill everybody without remorse, and there's no way to kill him or take him down or stop him. That was the ultimate goal of the boys. And at the end of the episode, we see Soldier Boy just hand the V1 that he got from Bomb Site right to Homelander, and he ends up injecting himself. So, and you know it's not a boys episode if they didn't have no person with superpower balls or penises in it. So we saw the old them go to the old people home to try to find Bomb Site's girl, and he had to fight the Fantastic Four in the old home. Dude with the elastic balls, he got choked out by his own balls. Shit is nuts. But we don't know what's gonna happen now, man. They've been this whole season trying to stop Homelander from getting this V1. He injected the V1. Looks like his powers are increasing and he's becoming unstoppable. Did Soldier Boy give him a fake little something? Did he really end up helping Homelander? Does he really start caring for him as his father now? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. And shout out to Starlight, man, because again, I heard that she wasn't healthy during the filming of a lot of the show, and you can kind of tell now that they've mentioned it. Shout out her for being able to finish the show, and hopefully she gets healthy soon, man. Shout out to everybody out there with health ailments out there. Hope you get better soon. Hopefully you get some relief soon. Hopefully that medicine out there is helping. If you're going the holistic route, hopefully that's helping as well, man. Hope everybody feels better. Heal the world, you feel me? Type shit. But yeah, very, very interesting. Not quite the end yet, episode 6. I'm hoping there's at least 8 episodes and we get to see. I'm not convinced. I'm hoping Sister Sage is actually on the up and up and helping out. I'm hoping that's not really V1 that he got. Hopefully it's like a placebo effect or some shit that's temporary. Maybe Bomb Site didn't really bring the regular V1. You know what I mean? Who knows? By the way, Bomb Site bulletproof and can fly and got hand super strength. Hey man, I need to read this comic and learn a lot more about these characters because Bomb Site was kind of tough. I ain't gonna lie. But Butcher, man, getting tossed around by Bomb Site. If you can't fight Bomb Site, brother, I don't know if you're gonna be able to throw hands with Homelander, especially now he's all juiced up, bro. It's looking bad. I'm still mad that Huey gave up his Gen V. I know he said it was gonna kill him and he's gonna end up dying if he kept taking it, but at least he stood a chance because Kimiko, Billy the Butcher, they have a chance. But Mother's Milk, Frenchie, Huey right now, y'all just need to get up out of there because everybody that y'all encounter can kill y'all in an instant and y'all surviving off of conversational skills. You know what I mean? But The Boys has been epic, man. So it's a lighter side of the superhero realm. Gives a whole different side of it. Visually crazy, uncensored, for the older crowd and not embarrassed to say it. You know what I mean? And it's great. I love it. I'm sad it's the last season and Gen V got canceled, so maybe the prequel will be hella good and we'll still get the same kind of enjoyment out of that. But there's supposed to be a Gen V Mexico. There's supposed to be a lot of spinoffs, but I wonder why it got canceled. I wonder why. But yeah. That's about it, man. I told y'all it would be a little shorter than usual. Still about an hour, but this is the end of the episode where I like to let you guys know where you can find me at. It's SAC_Lydell on the Instagram and Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchats. That's if you're looking for me personally. Like those sites too, man. Like that. Add that up, run that up. And of course, for the podcast, is Best of Bias on Instagram, Best of Bias on the TikTok. And of course, on YouTube, Best of Bias, where you guys are probably watching now. And of course, AKA, run him up to Akio Young. Look out for everything that he's doing, everything that he got going on. The music, pretty ugly. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. Singles and shit coming soon. Don't worry about that. They'll drop on your head, but right now, some good music. Brown coming out this weekend. Iceman coming out the week after that. We got music that just came out. We got that new Bryson Tiller, man. There's a lot of music for the summer coming out. So we'll try to drop something around there, sneak something in for the summer. AKA, you think we're trying to drop a summer anthem? We're working on something. We're trying to get that verse done. It got a summertime vibe to it, so we might do that for y'all. But like, subscribe, tell your friends, hit that bell like I said at the beginning. Leave comments. Let me know what we can do better, what you guys want to see. Like my new Charizard. That shit hard, huh? Hella big. It's bigger than my PS5, bro. But yeah, let me know what we can do better, what y'all want to hear about, what y'all want to talk about. We're all about it. New shit coming soon. New shit always dropping. You know what I'm saying? And this is a good view. Is this view different than it usually is? You see a lot more of the fit right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I did, but hey, we looking good out here. But love y'all. Episode 284 in the books, getting closer to 300. If y'all want to be on, don't hesitate to ask. You can be on anytime you want to, have a little discussion, talk about a little bit of anything. Turn y'all into seasoned vets like me, you feel me? Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and don't miss a new episode of the Best of Bias Podcast. For that theme song, I Super Lydell Dinero, and I'm out of here. Yeah.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Best of bias.